thank you guys for tuning in for another episode of the Coffee Bean Talk podcast. I have my mentor. So just so y'all know, if I get nervous, it's because he's here. It's not me, it's him. But my mentor, RL Malpica, he's the host of Minds Like Minds podcast. So if you are not following his podcast yet, go do that right now and then come right. No, don't leave here. Just do that once we're done. So this is going to be really, really exciting because I've been working with RL for actually a couple years now. Him and me and Matt, we just work very well together. So
we connect.
Needless to say, I begged this man to start a podcast with me. Like, remember when I tried to put in a group? I'm like, we need to start a podcast.
I remember.
He was like, about what? Next thing you know, I look up. I'm seeing the billboards coming up. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. So y'all forgot about me? But no, I am super excited for you. Your podcast is such motivation for me. And
thank you.
I've been on his podcast and it is so, it gets deep on there. Like sometimes I have to go back and like look shit up and just, I have to verify what I'm reading
we make you think a little bit.
It makes you think, and it's like, what did that word just mean that he said? What does that mean?
Yes.
Before we get started, tell us about your podcast.
First and foremost, I mean, that introduction, how do you even follow that type of introduction up? Believe me, she made me look a lot better than I really am. But I appreciate it. I do appreciate it. Your energy's always been amazing. We've always connected and big things are coming. So thank you. But thank you. My podcast really honestly, started as just an extension of conversations that I would have with my co-host, Deshaun. He used to be my barber. I go get haircuts from him and we talk about everything in life, stuff that people would consider politically incorrect, things like religion and things like conspiracies and things of that nature. And we just came up with the idea, he brought it up one day. He's like, man, we should just talk about this on a podcast. And I was like, you ain't saying nothing but a word. So, technology wise, I've always had an upper hand in that. So I just set it up and we started it off of just talking about ourselves, and it kind of created its own energy in a way, and it became bigger than I ever thought it would because I'm a filmmaker at heart. Mm-hmm. And the whole idea for the podcast at the beginning was just to have a platform to help build up my filmmaking business, Dead by Design Films.
Got you.
But the podcast ended up like just creating and conjuring up so much energy, and people started contacting me and just on the topics we talk about, because we talk about self-reflection, self-help, mental health, spirituality, becoming one with yourself, reaching your higher selves, and really getting rid of the cookie cutter bullshit that's in society, mm-hmm. and talking about the stuff that's really going to help you and be the betterment for humanity.
Exactly.
And it built up all that energy, and that's where we are today. We're officially 48 episodes in. We probably had more because we did a lot of lives that I never posted, but it just built momentum, and it's doing its thing right now. So I'm happy.
It has definitely motivated me. I mean, I don't think I can do it without you because I'm always on the phone like, this shit is fucked up. I don't know what's going on with this. So it is, I am so lucky to have people that I can just call on because, and just so you guys know, the topic of our show today is, are you supporting or not? Are you supporting or not? And the reason why I wanted to bring RL on the show is because we have so many, well, first of all, he's my mentor. So we have our weekly mentor calls every Monday at 8 whatever time. Yes. And I don't ever know how long that call is gonna go, but I always feel fulfilled once I'm done. And educated too. So but yeah, so the reason why I wanted to have him as we talk about support is because like we're both content creators, and like literally, it don't really cost people really shit to like support us because it's just you watching it because you're probably watching some other shit anyway. But so many people just because, okay, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like some people it's just like just because it's you, or it's like it was okay as long as you were talking about it, but like once you did it, it's like, oh, so you really did that shit? Like, yeah, I did. Yeah. And so even with the shirts, like we talked about the shirts, like it's hard to get people to buy a fucking shirt. Yeah. Like a shirt. Yep. A shirt. And so I think that more so, I guess for me, it kind of used to like, I feel like it used to hurt my feelings and then I would like lash out. Right. Like, oh, if they don't want to support me, fuck them. But like now it's like, you know what? If you don't support me, like that's on you. But I have a whole bunch of people that do. So, and I always tell y'all, like, I got a really supportive spouse. Like, she gonna look out. She gonna look out. Amazing spouse. Shout out Chastity. She gonna look out. But I want to get into like from the filmmaking to your podcast, because you're on a real deep spiritual journey, and I know that you have some workshops and things coming up, so I'm excited about that, which I will be, of course, attending and partaking.
Thank you.
But with everything you've been doing, like, where do you see the lack of support, like, the most?
Oh, wow.
Ooh, that was like that was really hit you in the gut.
I'm glad, because we talked about what we were going to talk about on this podcast, and I know this won't be the last time I'm on your show, and I know it won't be the last time you're on my show. And I'm glad you brought this topic up because I think it's important, specifically for people who are content creators who are at the beginning stages of building something. We all go through that. We all go through that situation to where, we kind of have it embedded in our head that as soon as we drop something, as soon as we start this business, as soon as we create this website or this podcast or this, drop this short film or whatever the case may be, that automatically are, the 500 friends we have on Facebook or 1,000 followers we have on Instagram are going to support you. Yeah. And that's just not how it works. So I think the first response automatically is to get upset. It's like, well, what the hell, man? I support you guys. Why don't you support me? I remember my mantra about a year ago was, I'm energy returned on energy invested. So if you don't invest in me, I'm not going to invest in you. Right. Like that was my lash out. You know what I mean? I'm going to lash out because people aren't supporting what I'm doing, even though I'm supporting what you're doing. Exactly. And I think a lot of people are in that space. And I went through that phase, but at some point, specifically when you're on a journey to oneness, when you're, when you start looking within and stop worrying about everything that's going on the landscape, you start to see things change for you in a better way because you didn't create this podcast for your friends. I didn't create my podcast for my friends. I didn't, when I create content, it's not for anybody else, but from what's, and I'm going to get spiritual here for a second, but what the universe is providing me to give out to the world. So, if my friends or people that I'm close with or my acquaintances don't necessarily share it or comment on it or buy it or something like that, that it doesn't mean anything because that content, that energy is already out there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's already out there. Yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at with it now. But I do, there's phases. That first phase, you're going to get upset. I have plenty of content creating friends that are in that space. Yeah. Where you get upset. And I understand it. In fact, I brought the topic up to my wife. Shout out to the queen. Hi, girl. And, she had such a different perspective. That's why I love bouncing stuff off of her because, her perspective is always just completely different than what I would have expected. Okay. And, she said that, this is just her perspective, that she thinks it's selfish for artists, or not just artists, but anybody who expects their friends to support them, to actually have that expectation. Because, if for instance, if you put something on Facebook, right, and I'm just going to use Facebook as an example, and you're expecting your friends to share it, so it can reach their friends, and then their friends, and then all of a sudden everybody's friends, right?
Yeah, right.
From her perspective, that's selfish, because what if they're not into what you're providing? Like if you provide a cookbook, about crock pot cookbook, but you don't cook, you don't use a crock pot. You never wanted to use a crock pot. So why are you going to share something that you would never use and that you don't really vouch for, but you're sharing it only because it's your friend? Now, I don't necessarily agree with that perspective, but that was her perspective. Or, let's say you're a country music artist, but I like heavy metal. So I gotta buy your album. I got to, now, you know what I'm saying, I gotta share it. I gotta do all these things, but it's not really my cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So she was saying it from that perspective.
Which I do get, and I do agree to a certain extent. So my whole thing is, let's just say I take that approach.
Okay.
Boom. Okay. I can't expect you to support me, right?
Right.
I just expect you to have that same energy when you're around me. So if it's not your thing,
right,
don't let it be your thing. Not right here,
right,
not on Facebook, not on Instagram, not ever. Right. Just don't let it be your thing. That's the thing with me. Like, come to me straight up. Don't come to me with that bullshit, because I don't want to hear it.
Right.
Because if I see you sharing some shit that, okay, you don't even know this person.
Yeah.
And then I guess I can understand her point of view, because I, for one, I'm going to go way out. If you tell me, you want to build a motherfucking Bentley, I'm going to be like, yeah, so I looked and I saw the paint. And they saying if we go get that right now, I'm ready to build this bitch, paint it, put the rims on it, and roll off into the sunset.
Yeah.
So for me, I am starting to learn that I can't have the same expectations of people I can't expect the same from people that you know what I'm trying to say. I can't expect people to do what I do.
Truth.
And I do understand that. But that does not change the fact that I'm a fucking human, and I'm going to feel some type of way if you don't support my shit. When I know I support your shit, and I don't give a damn what it is. And trust me, if I haven't supported your shit, it's because I clearly know. Trust me, if you selling something, and I ain't bought it from you, it's because I know you seen me selling some shit and you didn't buy it, and you didn't. I see what you're doing, but I'm at a point now where I guess it doesn't bother me as much, because my thought process now, today, is like, while there may be 50 people who don't support me, there's like 500 people who do support me.
Right.
And so I shouldn't be selfish to those 500 people, because they're here supporting me. Even if it was fucking 500 people that didn't support me and only one person, I need to be grateful to the one person. Get what I'm saying? So I guess prior to maybe over these last, I'm gonna even say just the last couple months, I've seen a lot of growth in myself from me just, being way more in tune and way more connected with people that are like into what I'm into. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So if you're not, like if you're like the people like your wife said, where you're not into that kind of thing, you won't be around no way. So that's fine. I'm just going to be around more people that are into what I'm into. And so then they're going to support it. Like I'm going to support their shit. And guess what? Those may not be my family. It may not be my friends.
Right.
It's new people that are in, my work zone, my workspace. And I'm okay with that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that obviously is taking growth, because, I'll call you cussing a motherfucker out.
One thing I've learned, and I mean, this is just kind of like my perspective on kind of the human psyche nowadays, is that people add so much energy to like validity and credibility and the way people look at them. You know what I'm saying? So
okay, explain that, because that was. Can you say that one more time? Because like I have to. This how I do a lot of your content. So
you're good.
Rewind it back and one more time.
Like people add so much energy to like credibility and validity into what they attach themselves to. Okay. And what I mean by that is that they may not share your content because of a few different reasons. Number one, you're not anybody yet. So if they share it,
not to them, right?
Right.
Because to you, I am.
Oh, you're everything. But this is from their mindset.
Yeah.
And this is the ego. This is the ego. This is low frequency shit I'm talking about. They're not going to share your shit because they don't think you're anybody yet. They don't want to attach themselves to something that hasn't been validated yet, right? And they're just extremely selfish, and they're just not going to share it out of spite or something.
Or they're just haters.
Exactly.
Let's call a spade a spade.
Right. So let's take a look at that for a second. Like, why do people put so much validity into something on social media? Like anything on social media. Look, and it's not to big myself up here, but if I'm close to you, if I know you, if you're within arm's reach of me and I know who you are and I see you doing something, I'm going to support it. I don't care what it's about. I don't care if it is a different genre of music. I don't care if I don't necessarily even cut for it. I know that you're grinding and you're working and you're hustling, and I know how hard it is.
Yes.
So I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna push it out to as many people as I can. I don't expect anything in return. That's not what it's about. But it just kills me, and this is part, like I said, this is ego. This is low frequency stuff that people need to kind of gravitate past, because there's no validity, there's no true validity in anything on social media. You're not a better person or a cooler person because you shared a Beyonce video versus a Beyondre video. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no difference. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just because you share something, like something, comment on something, or even push it in a way. That doesn't bring your credibility down. This isn't a popularity contest. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's where I think people get stuck in the whole, I'm not going to share this or comment on this or do anything this because I don't want to attach myself to it. They're not there yet. Now, when they're there, shit, I'm all on it.
Yeah.
Right? So that's kind of how I see it. I see a lot of people still stuck in that low frequency type of thinking. Hopefully we'll get past that soon.
I had to put that do not disturb on because I said it'll be just my luck. He talking, getting deep, and the damn phone go off.
I thought I was talking too long. She looking at
No.
I am a little long-winded.
No. But to that point,
yeah,
that shit's annoying. It's so annoying because the crazy thing is like I see a whole bunch of people like on social media, and they want to portray this lifestyle, whatever that lifestyle may be. You know what I'm saying? And
for sure.
To me, everybody want to be famous. Everybody looking for the quickest lick. Everybody trying to, get rich quick. Everybody want to, this gonna make me the most money, so I'm gonna do this. But you hate it.
Yeah.
You don't like it. Like why do you want to do something like you want to be an influencer, but you're not a people person. You don't even like people. Like, that don't make sense to me. No. I'm not gonna open up a coffee shop if I don't like coffee. Like, that shit just don't make sense. But people are so quick trying to get the quickest thing to get the notoriety, quickest thing to get money quick, quickest thing to look skinny quick. Like, I go to the gym like 4 or 5 days a week, and that should be hard. Cause when I come home, I still want to eat Cheetos and stuff. I do.
Why do you go to the gym?
Because it makes me feel good.
There you go.
It truly makes me feel good, and not only that, but it lets off a lot of energy. Like, if like this morning, it wasn't a good morning for some reason. I think I must have woke up on the bottom of the bed because it was just not a good, it wasn't good. But needless to say, I went to the gym and I did heavy cardio and I just got it out. Like, I just got it out, got it out my pores, right? Yeah. And to your point of people validating everything on social media, nobody ever gave a shit about me working out before they saw the results. Oh, yeah. So nobody really cared. People didn't start really commenting. They said, "Damn, you look like you lost some right. That's the only time people really cared is when they saw like
But when
the results, but they didn't see none of the work that I was putting in.
Exactly.
And then now
that's a perfect metaphor for what we're talking about.
And like now it's like I'm technically I'm not really that cool because I didn't go get my body done.
Right.
So people feel like you don't got money like that if you don't go get your body done. You're not cool like that if you don't go get your body done. Bitch, I just don't want to get on nobody's table and have them opening me up. When other people are praying to God, they don't even have to get on the table. Why would I want to do it? But again, to each their own. I don't judge nobody for doing it. I mean, I don't want to do it because it ain't even really worth it to me. I mean, I guess I'm just going to, so I'm just going to have to go with a little fat here, a little fat there, a couple.
Are you happy?
And I'm happy.
Hey.
And I'm happy. And when I was not happy, I said, "Oh, these pants are too tight. I gotta get my ass in the gym. I can't do this another day." And that day, I decided to do it. Not when somebody I didn't. And I get it. Some people need that accountability partner.
Right.
No, but what if they stop? What if they stop going to the gym? What if they stop helping you be accountable? Then you're gonna stop.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? So once I made it up in my mind that I was gonna go to the gym and work out and somewhat try to eat better, that's when I started seeing results. Once I decided that I was going to be committed to doing my podcast, that's when I started seeing like my little followers going up and things like that. But actually people started reaching out to me recently like, "Oh, I watched it last." "Oh, you did? I didn't know you watched it.
Right.
Was it good?" But when I did my first one, nobody really say nothing to me. Now I'm on my third one. So no, this is going to be the fourth.
It's the fourth.
It's the fourth.
Yeah.
Oh, that was looking real. I can't be doing that because I don't even know where that came from.
I brought the hood back out here, girl. Chi-Town came out.
But I said that to say, like, you are so right. Like, people find validity in the dumbest, like, to me, just like the dumbest shit.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't.
Look, if external factors, that means anything outside of yourself, anything is what you depend on to be happy, then you'll never be truly happy.
Absolutely.
Plain and simple.
Absolutely.
Happiness starts right here.
And
it ain't about what anybody else thinks.
And the minute people recognize that, they'll stop hopping from page to page watching the gossip. Like, I don't even be knowing what go on like a lot of stuff. Like, by the time I look at the watch, I'm like, damn, it's 10:30.
Yeah.
My day is gone by.
Yeah.
I don't have time to really like watch TV like I would like to.
Right.
I don't have time to really be on social media like I would want to, except for what I have to do.
Right.
But people waste so much time watching people, watching drama, watching everything that don't fulfill them inside. And it gets in their spirit. Cause I noticed like it could be I could be totally tripping. But I'll tell chat like I don't watch First 48 and shit like that before I'm about to go to sleep. I'll wake up with whole nightmares. Somebody was chasing me, trying to stab me. Right before they got to put the knife in my back, I woke up. Like, I cannot put that in my spirit. I even noticed, like, when I would watch, like, the housewife shows. I mean, sometimes whatever. But that shit would have you, like, yeah, see, that couldn't have been me because I would have told her. And then next thing you know, you find yourself cussing somebody out. And it wasn't even that deep. Like, after you,
Because all those things have energy.
And it to me, I feel like it just gets in your spirit.
Let's break that down for a second. Okay, so yeah, you're watching First 48, or you're watching one of the ones me and the Queen like to watch is Law and Order SVU.
Oh, no.
Right. So imagine going, you're carrying that depending on how comfortable you are with your own energy. Yeah. You can easily absorb that energy, and you're taking that energy with you to sleep. And the next morning, or in the car, and that energy's still there. And if you haven't cleared it, if you haven't grounded yourself, you'll snap on someone unexpectedly and not realize what the hell's going on. But you're carrying that energy. Everything has energy. Yeah. What you watch on TV, what you listen to, what you eat. Yeah. All of it has energy. This podcast has energy. There's people watching this right now like, damn, they on some real shit. On some real shit. And they're gonna get off this podcast and their frequency's gonna be higher. Yeah. So they're gonna do, you know what I'm saying? That's the power of these messages and whatnot. And it's crazy because like I called Matt yesterday. I called Matt. I know I'm being a bitch right now, but I do not care. I do not care right now. He was like, shout out Matt Thomas. Hey Matt.
Matt said, you dead wrong right now. Like, you so wrong. It's so ridiculous how wrong you are right now. He like, you so worried about the wrong damn thing. It don't even make sense to me right now. No. Focus on what you need to be. You need to be focused on this.
Yeah.
And by the time we hung up, like you said, his energy wasn't down when we hung up. My energy was up when I hung up with him. Because I knew in the moment I was in bad energy. And I knew what I was feeling wasn't right. Because it's not natural for me to feel that way. Right. But I was angry. And I don't even know why I was angry. I just woke up mad yesterday. But today it was a little bit better. But I woke up, it wasn't good. So I called Matt. I said, Monique, you need to cut that shit out. You need to stop right now.
Slow your roll.
And I texted Matt last night. I said, Matt, it was totally me. It was me. I got me some Cheetos and I got some cookies. I'm good. It was me. He said, you need to just wind down. Mm-hmm. But like, I try to keep people around me. So like, that are on my same energy level.
For sure.
So that when I feel my energy drifting or when I feel myself getting in a vibe or a mood that I'm not typically in, I'll call you. I'll call Matt. I mean, even chat. A lot of times it's just like, yeah, you can't be bringing that energy home.
And the next step is we're going to get you to be able to clear it yourself.
Oh, now see that.
Because you notice how you said you're on the phone with Matt. He had high energy, you had low energy, but okay, something has to give, right?
Yeah.
High and low.
Yeah.
But when you guys got off the phone, y'all were both high.
Yeah.
Because Matt, is at a point where he has mastered his energy.
Yeah.
Right? We're getting you there.
I'm working on it.
But there are some people that will actually have the opposite effect.
Yeah.
You'll come with high energy, you'll be around low vibrations, low frequency shit, and it'll bring you down.
Yeah.
Right? So like that just is a great example of being able to master your own energy. And Matt's able to do that.
Oh yeah. I mean, both of y'all. I mean, and the thing is, I've made sure that I worked on trying to be around people. Like, if we sit on the phone and all we doing is just gossiping, it's just like really time for me to go.
Yeah.
Because I don't. Yeah. It's my conversations are so much more. Like, I get on the phone with y'all, I gotta have my calendar out. I don't know what's about to happen, what day we about to have to do something. Like, I didn't even realize that I'm actually busy. I thought I didn't really do a lot.
Yeah.
Until y'all know I always talk about going to therapy, but one of the things I work on in therapy is my time management.
Right.
So therapy is not always like that you have something that's so wrong with you. Like, therapy helps you with shit like time management. Time management, if you have bad time management, it gives you anxiety. So to alleviate that, manage your time.
Yep.
So to manage my time, I got me a calendar. I literally didn't realize that I'm actually fucking busy until I looked at that camera and said, damn, I really can't even fit you in today.
Right.
Wow. So now I understand when y'all tell me, let's schedule. So we actually schedule calls. Like, can I call you at 12:30? Can I call you at 2? And I'm okay with that. Because like now that my schedule is filling up, I don't really have time for people just to be popping in on my phone.
Right.
Like I know that sounds bad, right? It can sound bad.
It sounds, like you got your shit in order.
Productive.
Yeah.
But I am not used to using a calendar or using any type of schedule. And so once I got in the habit, or I'm getting in the habit, because I don't have it down yet, I'm always late. I'm working on it. Like, I'm working on being 10 minutes early.
Mm-hmm. Certain people have, put a little bit more emphasis on time than others. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, well, what do you think about that?
What do I think about time?
Yeah.
I hate time. I think time is an illusion, and I think it's a bullshit-ass construct that has been, put on us that, unfortunately, we have to abide by in certain situations. But I hate time. I hate it.
Okay, so since you said that, let's just say, you know how they say, if you want to start a business, you got to work like around the clock. You know how I made $1 million business? Because I didn't sleep.
No.
You don't agree with that?
No, I don't agree.
So what's your thought process on that? Like, you're trying to build a business, but you got...
Right here.
How?
It starts with you. You can do anything you want in life. You can do anything you want in life. It starts right here. If you're not right here, you could put in all the hours, you could spend all the money, you could do all the marketing, you could put together a badass business plan. It don't matter because you ain't right here. Right? You got to be right here. You got to be on the right frequency to allow the universe to open those doors for you. People that are successful only know success. they don't even let doubt enter their mind. So how can you master your mind where you don't even have doubt anymore? It's because in your subconscious, like we've been conditioned to have defeat in our subconscious. We've been told, especially brown people like us, we have been told that, you know, since we were born that we, you know, I love this Chris Rock line. I think I used it in our last podcast, right? The, you know, for colored folk, you know, I'm sorry, for white folk, the sky's the limit. You know, so for us, the limit's the sky. You know what I'm saying? So like that's been embedded in our subconscious. Yeah. So, we've just been conditioned to believe that we can only take it so far. So before we can take it further than we ever dreamed of, subconsciously, we have to be able to believe that. So you could say all day, you can look in your mirror all day and say, I'm going to do it. I'm going to have my own business. I'm going to do that. But in the back of your mind, you're still doubting yourself. And until you clear out that gunk and that baggage back there, and it's not gonna happen for you. You'll keep going. What'll happen is you will do exactly what you say. You'll work your ass off, and it'll be like a hamster wheel. You'll continuously do everything you think you're doing right, but that door doesn't open, or that opportunity just doesn't present itself. And you keep asking yourself, why? I'm working my ass. I'm working way harder than this person, and they got in. How the fuck did that happen? Yeah, that's because your frequency isn't, your vibration is not vibrating on that level yet. And the universe cannot provide it to you until you yourself allow it to happen. You have to get rid of that shit, that shit in your subconscious. So it's nothing to do with time. No. I literally don't have to work. I don't have to work 16 hours. I don't have to work 20 hours to do it. No, you do not. Now see, that's deep. No, you don't. Now, I'm not saying that work doesn't go into it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because like when you're passionate about something and when you are able to get yourself mentally ready, you know, for whatever venture you're looking to get into, obviously you're going to put in the work anyway because you love what you're doing. You have passion for it. Yeah. Passion conquers time, effort all day long. Yeah. If you're passionate for 15 minutes compared to working your ass off for 8 hours, that passionate 15 minutes is going to conjure up better results than that 8 hours you put in at something you could really give a fuck about. Yeah. That shit is... Time is relative, right? Like, I don't even know how long this podcast has been going on, but it feels like we've only been talking for 15 minutes. It might be 45. I don't know. But time is relative. Like, when you're deep into something, you're passionate about something, time doesn't even exist. Yeah. See, time is something that they embed into us because it's another conditioning tool. Oh, I got no time. I don't have time to meditate today. I got to go do this. But I'll go to Starbucks and go get a coffee. Yeah. Or I'll watch Housewives of Utah for an hour. Or you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'll play video games for 2 hours. You know, I'll do all these other things, but I can't spend 15 minutes to meditate and get myself better. Why? Yeah. Because that construct of time is put all over us. So we always think we don't have enough time. That's constantly what we think. I just don't have enough time. So do you feel like time is infinity? Time is, all it is a measuring tool. It's no different than inches and feet. And meters and kilometers. Like, that's all it is. Well, now that you say it like that. Think about this. Okay, let's take it to utopia real quick. Okay. Let's just pretend that the whole 40-hour work week, the whole 9 to 5 concept was completely thrown out, and humanity and the way we lived was we just worked within the community. Like if somebody needed something, like, what is your craft, ma'am? Oh, you do makeup, you could do eyebrows, you're a content creator, you're an entertainer, you know, that's what you do. You do interior design, like that's what you do. So if somebody needs that, they call on Moni, hey, can you help me out, do this, that? And you go over there, you do it. They pay you whatever, and then you move on with your day. There's no schedule. There's no have to sit at my desk for however many hours. That's your trade. That's your gift to the world. Time would not exist in a world like that. But since they put time, since society has basically embedded time into our life to where everything is based off time. Yeah. Everything. We are slaves to time. Mentally, we are slaves to time. Now that's what I'm talking about when I say I have to go back, rethink shit. Like, damn, I didn't think of that. I told you I hate time, so I'm passionate about time and no time. Yeah. So they need to be putting something, because they already got an emotion for us to not do time forward, time back. Right.
So we just need to do away with time altogether.
Right.
Just tell me what work I got to do, and I'll just do it. It don't matter what time I do it, just as long as I get it done.
Right. Now, if you work for let's say a company that has deadlines, right? That's their company's rules. That's what you signed up for.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna have to deal with that. But that's your choice.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
now, see, I guess for me, it's like we can go off on time forever because that's some shit that is a struggle for me. Whereas Chastity, everything on time. I'm like, girl, you go back on time from you go back early from your break. Like I need all my minutes. Like if I get 15 minutes, I'm definitely gonna be at my desk at 15:01. Like 15.01. Like you're not gonna get that extra millimeter of a second from me.
Right.
But this girl, she gotta go to work about 30 minutes. I'm like, why are you at work 30 minutes early?
Yeah. She likes to be prompt.
Yeah, that's how I be like, that is so irritating.
Yeah.
You not start work that early. Why are you Monique, I just can't. Why are you that early? But if I was early, I'd be on time.
Right.
But I'm always trying to be on time.
Yeah.
So I'm always late.
Yeah.
But going back to you talking about the energy clearing.
Yeah.
Energy. Can you talk about that? Because I know you mentioned that to me like a couple times. Like, what does an energy clearing? What does that do? Because we both. And then so let's talk about that because I got tell me about this energy clearing because. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I have these moments where I be feeling like, how because we start talking about like how people don't support us or whatever, and with me doing so much, like I be feeling the energy. I think I've talked to you about it before, but like I can feel the energy when somebody's feeling some type of way about me or the content that I'm putting out.
Right.
So
you're an empath.
Okay. Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
So how do you then clear that energy, like because I know you go through a very deep process, but if I just want to clear my energy, like, because I'm sure you have a routine where you can go through your day with clear energy. What is energy clearing, especially if you're feeling like eyes on you, that you feel like kind of negative, like how you clear that energy out?
Well, let's get us to the beginning. What is energy clearing? First of all, shout out to my energy healer, who's kind of like my mentor, Miss Rosalind Santos, the best energy healer in the DFW area. Hit her up.
I'm supposed to be trying her out, ain't I?
You should. Yeah, okay. She'll be on Minds Like Minds next week. Check it out.
Okay.
So we all have energy fields, right? So I'm gonna try to paint a picture for everybody out there. Hopefully, it's vivid enough for you to understand what I'm saying. Okay. So I want you to think of an apple. Okay, you know how an apple is? It's got the core, right? And then it has the bottom, right? And then it's kind of like that, right? It's kind of got like a hyperbole around it.
Okay, I see. Okay. I see. Thinking of apple. Okay.
That's our energy field. And what happens is you have energy that comes from above and energy that comes from below. So it's like a cycle of energy that comes like this. So you have an energy field around you. It's almost in a way like
around the apple.
Around the apple.
Like
you are the core of the apple.
The seeds on the inside.
Yes, like that middle part.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's you.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're the core of that. So within that energy field and your chakras, from your root all the way to your crown.
Yeah.
Right. You get energy blockages by different types of energy. Within each center of each one of your chakras. Okay. So if you look at your heart, which is in the middle of the chakras. That is your core. That's your center. Okay. Right? That's your center. That's where love comes from, right? That's the earth is your heart. If earth is an anagram for heart, same letters, right? Okay. That's not a coincidence. Okay? Everything under your heart is going to be lower frequency stuff. Survival, fears, anger. Right?
Yeah.
Everything above your heart, your throat chakra, which you speak and communicate with, your third eye chakra, which is your ability to connect spiritually and see beyond eyesight, your sixth sense basically. Okay. And then your crown chakra is what you connect with your higher self and the universe with, right?
But you got me already
that's your high frequency stuff. So basically, to kind of wrap it up and kind of get everybody a beginner lesson on it, you get different, like everything you do in life, you know, you're always going to get other people's energy that come into your field. Certain situations, you'll emit certain types of energy. It'll get stuck. There are dark entities in this world. Some people call them demons. Some people call them evil, whatever you want to call it. But that gets stuck in your energy field. People latch on to you. So energy clearing is clearing your field, getting all that out. So you're literally operating at optimal energy.
So when you say people like latch on to you, because I'm thinking of
right, that's what it is.
So they latch onto you. Yes. So when I just told you, like, I can feel it. Like, I can feel the evil eye sometimes.
Yes.
Like, I feel it. Are they latched onto me?
They could be. Because some people... Okay, so that's the beauty of it. See, people, we're so stuck in a physical world. Like, everything has to be physical for us to understand it.
Okay.
That's why there's such a big issue in science right now, because you have your traditional scientists who say, if I can't see it, touch it, or feel it, then it's not real. Anything else is pseudoscience. Okay. And then you have your quantum scientists and metaphysical scientists and esoteric scientists who say, no, there's more to life than physical. I mean, your body, 99% of it is empty space. You feel what I'm saying?
Dang.
So
look, dang.
And energy cannot be created or destroyed. We are all energy. Energy is everywhere. Everything has energy.
Yes.
Everything. That's not even debatable, right? So, damn, where was I going?
We were talking about the energy, how people latch onto you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. So what'll happen is that like you radiate at a high energy level.
Okay.
Just out, you have a very energetic, field.
Okay.
So people who aren't on that level, they sense that, they can feel that, right? So what they'll do is they'll try to latch on to you for your energy. Some people call them energy vampires. And what they'll do is they'll latch on, their energy will latch on to yours, and they will drain you of your energy, right? So
that shit is so scary. Can they?
Sometimes they don't even know they're doing it, but it happens.
So can they do that from a distance?
Yes, they can do that, right? Like, energy has no bounds. See, distance is another physical thing, right? Like, for instance, there are people who are watching this podcast a week from now, right? And they may be watching it in Bangladesh, but they're feeling the energy. How are they feeling the energy? They're not here, right? They're nowhere near us, but they can still feel the energy. I do my energy clearings with Rosalind over Zoom. She's not next to me. She's not with me, but we're able to do that over video conference because energy has no bounds. It's not a physical construct like distance and time.
Yeah.
What we're used to.
So people literally can be wherever and latch on to your energy.
Yeah.
And then how do I take the hooks out?
Oh, energy clearing, that's a great way. I mean, you could do an energy clearing, and one of the parts of the energy clearing that I do with Rosalind, or I shouldn't say I do, that she helps me do, is to unlatch it. I mean, basically, it's a whole meditative process that she goes through, and she's able to do it. She's skilled, she has that gift, so she can do it. I'm not there yet. Now I can clear my own energy field, if I feel something coming up, but she's an expert at it, so for me, I couldn't even tell you how she does it, but it's real.
So I guess you're gonna leave it to the expert. But do you have just something that you can do at the basic level to start to unlatch, kind of like,
meditate,
kind of like a small meditate. Like I'm gonna say like detox.
My number one thing out of anything, if anybody out there watching, is interested in half the things I'm talking about, or we're talking about, is meditate. Make time to meditate. Even if it's one time a day for 5 minutes, meditate. Just get to a point where you're just not thinking about anything. You're just being. You just am. It's a beautiful thing.
Right.
And you will see so many things in your life change. That's number one. Number two, grounding yourself.
Okay. And that's outside.
Yeah, we are meant to be in nature. We are meant to be outside. We're not meant to be in there.
Okay.
We're not, those aren't the type of creatures we are. So that's why you feel better when you're outside compared to when you're in the house. It's just natural. right? Walk barefoot in the grass, be at one with the earth, because we're electrical beings. We're electricity, right? Electricity and magnetism and dielectricity. Those are the three main things that are a part of all creation, okay?
Now, you do that, right?
Yeah.
What does that do? So let's just say, like how we were talking about, how people would be like hating on you from afar.
Yeah.
Okay. Once you do your energy clearing,
right?
Does it like spray them off like a roach, or what is it like? What does it do? I'm just asking because you have talked so much about this. I think we're just so much alike. So I think that
we're both Libras. We're both empaths.
Now see, that's that.
So
and I sit there and I fucking internalize like every single thing.
Yeah.
And, well, not say I do, but that is like my natural trait.
Right.
So over the last, I'll say like maybe 9 months.
Yeah.
To a year. I just try to take really nothing personal.
Good.
Because I don't even really care.
I mean, what is taking something personal?
Taking it, like really feeling like this person deliberately did this. They're after me. They don't like me. They're doing this. Right. So like, but don't get me wrong. I feel when it's hate. I feel that, but I don't necessarily. And the only reason why we even talking about it is because we have had several conversations about it. But one of the things I've like really worked on is like not getting all engulfed in like what I think people are thinking and what I think people are feeling. Right. Because it might not even be right. Now, some people like how we, and I keep going back to what we talked about because we did talk about the whole people latching on to your energy.
We did.
And so that has made me feel like, am I not being a good judge of character not to know who's going to suck me dry?
No.
Because like, how do you know that? Like,
it's not your job to.
Now, how is that? You're supposed to be responsible for you.
You, yeah, but not other people's character.
Now, see, you're right about that.
Yeah.
Okay,
so what you're doing, you're putting added responsibility on yourself. Like if you meet someone or you're friends with someone, it's not your job to judge their character. How they decide to act, how they decide to be is just it's just a reflection of what they're feeling inside. So if they have a shitty character, if they do shitty things, if they're a hater, if they have animosity towards you, that's all their problem. They ain't got shit to do with you. Nothing. And if you called it wrong from when you first met them, I called it wrong. You keep it moving because it doesn't affect you.
But it does affect me because I started beating myself up like, why didn't I see this person was like that from the jump? Or
you're adding responsibility.
I know.
You got enough responsibility in your own
my own
life.
shit, right?
Yeah.
And even like, because I'm not a perfect person, I be on some shit sometimes. Like I told you, Matt just told me I was dead wrong the other day. So I am not perfect, and I don't portray myself to be. Like I definitely need a lot of work, and I can be wrong as two motherfucking left shoes, and I know it. But and
don't get it twisted. Like I deal with a lot of shit too. I'm just we're here, we're talking about it, and we're just kind of sharing ideas. I mean, we're all growing, we're all healing in process, and which is something I say all the time because. Look, we're all trying to be better versions of ourselves, trying to reach our highest self. And I don't know anybody who's at that point. And I'm pretty sure you don't know anybody who's at that point. So it's a constant journey. I
gotta say, what I have done is I was reading a book and that book talked about getting around like people who like have the traits that you want. So I'm just gonna use one of my friends for example. Like she don't even curse. Okay. She don't curse. She don't drink. And not to say to anybody who curses, because y'all know I'm gonna say what I got to say. Yeah. And I'm gonna drink my drink. but she doesn't. Yeah. And she don't let nobody steer her anyway. Girl, just take a shot. Yeah. No, I'm high off life.
Yeah, she's comfortable.
She is one person that I've maybe on one occasion seen her mad. One, and I've known her for years. So I take those traits. I'm like, you know what? You don't mimic those traits, but you try to align those with like what you're trying to be. Yep. So I find myself like, you know what? I see my friend, she don't take really like anything like too seriously.
Right.
And I talked to her about it. I'm like, why don't, when people do stuff to you, why don't it ever bother you? She said, because I don't let people get that close to me. You do. And I'm like, damn, you right, I do. I do. And so when I talk to her, like instantly, she can walk in the door right now. As soon as she walk in the door, we're going to start laughing.
Yeah. Okay.
We're going to start laughing.
Immediate
So her
high.
energy is like always high. It's
Yes,
always
yes.
high.
Yeah.
And so I guess for me, like when I think your energy is high, then I find out that shit be low as fuck. Like I'll start beating myself up about it, you know, and being like, why did I let that in my space? And then it'll be so hard for me to like recover from that. And so with that feeling of like, you know, you feel sad, you feel like it's not even really sad. You just feel like your energy's low. So you're down. You're like, you know, you can't like bring it up. Like that shit is, you know, once I realized that, it's so hard for me to like come out of that, you know, that low energy, that low frequency. I'm not able to come out. So I've just been working at like, you know what, if I know your energy is low, like you're a gossiper, you're negative, you're mean, you're just like, just stay away from me. Like I don't even need all that. Like it's not even that deep. Like life is so much bigger than the little shit that like we think that everything's a big, like everything is a big issue. Everything is huge. Like everything needs to be handled right now. But life is just like so much bigger than that. And I think, like I said, over the last 9 months to a year, I've really been more focusing on just being around people that are in the energy that I want to be in, or I want to maintain, or I want a higher energy. So I'll try to find people that's just higher energy, and that used to annoy the fuck out of me. Like people that had high energy, I'm like, what is wrong with you? Would you stop? Go away. And it wasn't my energy was so low. I just didn't realize that. Well, no, I'm lying. Maybe my energy was low because I was around a bunch of low energy ass people, and then I was all embedded in it. Hey, taking my part, you know, gossiping, doing me, you know, thinking it's funny and talking about this person. I mean, you know, having a good laugh. and then it flips and it's back on me. So I realized that wasn't really like that life wasn't really fun. So now I'm around people that are like, when I call them, we're discussing our goals, we're discussing, you know, whatever. I mean, laughing. I mean, just high energy, high frequency. It's just like, I just can't deal with I didn't even watch the election. I think I said that on like my podcast too. Like I just couldn't even watch. I had to get off Facebook. I can't. That shit is it's almost like it just sat there and drained the fucking blood out of me like Mortal Kombat. Yeah. Seriously. So
that's a good way to put it.
I have had to take responsibility for my own energy. So
got to. Because you're the only one that can.
Yeah. So that helps me not really worry about what other people are thinking and seeing.
Yes.
As in, along my journey, I have been more worried. Like, oh, they're not gonna like this. They're gonna think this. They're gonna hate it. They're gonna roll their eyes. Like,
I went through that. Yeah. I still battle that sometimes on certain things because I know I talk about a lot of controversial shit.
Yeah.
And when I launched my podcast originally, you know, I did not hold back when it came to religion and things that, you know, I have issues with. And I saw my listeners, my subscribers and listeners drop, my followers drop like tremendously. Even friends and stuff like that, you know. But it wasn't going to deter me from doing what I wanted to do the podcast for in the first place, right? And that's okay, because as you're on this journey, as we're all on this journey, you're going to notice that your circle is going to get smaller, and that's good. I like to use the analogy of a radio, right? And I may have told you this before, but everyone out there, when we talk about frequencies, right? Like how does a radio work? When you turn it to whatever you listen to, 105.7, you get a certain radio station, and you change it to 94.5, a different radio station comes in. Yeah. But when you're operating at a certain frequency, the only people that can come into your circle are people that are on that frequency or on that radio station. Yeah. So as you start to ascend, you know, with your consciousness and your frequency, a lot of that low frequency shit's just going to fall off because they're not even going to know how to approach you anymore.
Yeah, we did talk about that.
Even if they approach you and they'll talk to you for 5 minutes, and I'm telling you, what's going to happen is you're just not going to want to entertain the conversation. Like, it happens to me all the time.
Yeah.
And this, even with family.
Yeah.
Like, they'll bring up a topic, and I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, I don't even know what to say because I don't want to get into the conversation because I know where I'll take it.
And then how it's going to make you feel after. It's going to make
the whole, and not to take it this way, but just to give a quick example, the whole COVID-19 situation. Like, I have, certain thoughts about everything, but the majority of people have different thoughts about it. So when it's brought up, and it's not brought up from an intellectual standpoint or a high frequency standpoint, I'm just not going to enter the conversation.
Yeah.
And it's not just COVID-19, it's politics. It's religion. It's a bunch of different things. You'll notice that when people start talking that low frequency shit, you're not going to want to talk it. You're going to cut that conversation off quick, and you're going to notice that your circle's going to literally just squeeze and get real tight.
Yeah. But I am noticing that. Have you noticed that, like, your text messages, like, are you slower to respond to certain text messages too?
A lot of people don't text me anymore. Like, my circle is small. Yes.
Okay, well, I mean, because I be having like 52 unread messages, and I don't know why. I'm not trying to. I
don't have 52 people that not even close. Like, I probably have 5 people that I talk to.
On a regular?
Yes. 5. Now, once in a while, someone will pop up here and there, but that I actually confide in and really talk to, about 5. If I'm counting family, maybe 9.
Yeah, it's about like that. And I don't even, like, it don't even bother me. Like, it don't
bother me.
It don't bother me at all. And I used to, like, when I first moved here, I wanted to have so many friends because, like, when I lived at home, it's like I was around all my family. So whether I had friends or not, like, I hung out with my family anyway. Went out with them, went to the clubs with them, went to the barbecue with them, whatever. So I didn't really, moving down here, it was a new thing where you have to, like, make new friends. And I thought I was good at making friends till I realized, like, no, I really don't have to take that shit off of you. Because, like, with your family, your cousin make you mad, you're still going to see her at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So you just move forward. But, like, now I realize, like, you know what? I'm not really going to be dealing with your negative ass attitude. And you're like, every time I talk to you, rolling. Like, I don't want to, I like to laugh. I like to be happy.
Yeah.
I don't want to be all, and you'll find yourself, and I'm so guilty of it. I found myself in situations where, like, I know that shit wrong. I know we sitting up here laughing at somebody, and I know I shouldn't be, but that shit be so funny to me.
Yeah.
And then when it flips on me, then my feelings are hurt.
Right.
But I was just sitting there 2 days ago laughing with everybody being a part of the fucking crowd.
Right.
But I thought that was fun, and then now, where I am now, like, my sister can call me, and we'll be talking, and this is her mocking me. She'll say that I do, like, no, I don't want to hear it. No, don't tell me. Because I don't even want to hear that negative shit. I don't want to hear it. And so now, my sister's on her journey to doing her thing. She don't want to hear it either. Right. So people call us, did you hear about it? Don't tell me. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to know. I'm okay with not knowing. I'm okay with everybody who's bickering, everybody who's doing X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it being all the way over there.
So you know what you're doing when you do that? You're identifying a trigger.
Yeah.
You know that information or that gossiping or whatever it may be is going to make you feel a certain kind of way. It's going to attach to you. So you've identified a trigger. And that's probably number one. I think the number one thing for anybody who's looking to, achieve oneness and get on this journey is acknowledgement. Yeah. Acknowledging that you've been conditioned, acknowledge that, that you're struggling with, certain things, whether it be, just different types of external factors. Acknowledge it and then identify the triggers. Because once you identify the triggers, then, okay, now I know what I need to stay away from. If I end up being exposed to it, I know that I need to walk away, and then you can really start doing the inner work to heal yourself. Yeah.
It even gets to the point where, like, I am so selective who even walks through this door.
Yeah.
I did not realize that, like, we were letting negative energy come in our house. Like, I literally did not Because I'm thinking like, shit, I got a house. Like, come on, everybody come over here. We can all hang out. We can all, because like, it's just like if you got your house, I'm ready to come in, parlay over there, over there in the country. That's what I'm ready to do. But like, I'm happy for anybody that's got something that they're excited about. Like, y'all just got y'all's house. I just can't wait to get over there. But I'm just so excited to like share whatever I have with everybody else, not realizing that y'all bringing that negative ass energy in here and then you leave it here.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And then we have to walk through sage in this house and opening the door and letting it out and pushing it out.
There you go.
And so now I've been just very selective of who I even let come here.
Yeah.
Because our house is peaceful. We don't do all that. And don't get me wrong, like everybody argues, I guess. I mean, everybody has a dispute, but we don't be arguing like that. We don't have all that negativity in here. We like to, if you get mad, say what you feel in the moment, get it over with. Let's get it out the way so we can get that energy out of here because we don't need that here. So it's made me be very, very mindful of even like who I have here. And now I kind of like understand what my grandma used to say, keep those people out of my house. And now it makes sense. Like,
makes sense.
I don't want everybody in here. Everybody don't need to know where I live. And it's not that like I'm not bougie by any means. Everybody know that I share everything, everything. But I did not realize, like I said, until this last year that I was letting people come in here and leave their energy in here. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And once I identified that, got that sage, got to do my little meditation and that shit is thick. It's like smoke. Like you can literally feel it.
Sage is the truth.
Yeah, you can feel like the negative energy just like leaving out. So
for sure.
But before we wrap this up, I want to bring something to your attention because we did just talk about.
Let's do it.
You mentioned like some demons or whatever. So
demons.
Demons. I noticed somebody was following me on Instagram, right? Mm-hmm. And so I clicked on the page. I didn't know the person. And they had like, I was scrolling. I'm like, oh, this is scary looking. And I don't know if you saw this image, but this shit was so, even me thinking about it just gives me creeps. I don't want to talk about it. Gross.
I'm interested.
Oh, it's not gross, but it's just so scary.
What was it?
But did you see the image of this like very tall, I'm gonna close my eyes so I can explain it.
Okay. Very
tall figure with like a jacket on with like a hood that's very much taller than everybody on earth. It is very dark and very windy and very gloomy.
No, I did not see that.
So the reason why it was scary and I could not look at it is because I feel like that was the image that he was trying to show was like the image of maybe what he thinks God looks like. Standing up, like it's like literally standing up over the whole world. Like if you walked outside right now. What just happened?
Something just went off.
Oh, that's just the
light. No, the light went off.
Oh, the light. Is it okay?
Oh, it's yeah.
No, but it's still fine.
It's still recording. We're good.
But we're still good?
We're good.
Okay. No. Sorry, y'all. We thought we had a little hiccup, but it's okay.
See, she started talking about, some demonic type shit.
That shit was deep. Yeah. You see that? Y'all see that?
No coincidence.
I removed that image, that whatever that was following me.
Right.
But it was this very, just like imagine if you walk outside.
Yeah.
And see a person with a hood on.
Yeah.
Looking scary, like they have on a mask. Mm-hmm. Standing up way so much taller than you to where they can see they can see your house from here. Like that's how tall they are.
Wow. That's funny.
That wasn't funny. That shit was scary as fuck. I'm like, is that what supposed to, because it made me feel like he was trying to say that's what God was supposed to look like, but it was scary looking like a devil.
Gotcha.
And I felt like he was having some type of spirits and he was watching my page.
Very possible.
So I had to remove his ass and block him.
Listen, there are negative and dark entities in this world, very low frequency beings in this world that feed off of our stress, suffering, and whatnot. And when people are vibing high and they're doing things like you're doing and they're doing things like we do, like they're out to stop that.
Yeah.
Right? And it's not always a person or anything like that. They're entities. So it could be energy. right?
That's what I feel like.
Yeah,
I had to. I'm like, oh, he got to get off of here, and like, you know how you can like remove somebody from seeing your. Like, I had to remove him from seeing my shit. Like, I don't want you looking at me putting some type of spirits all on my page, and then that shit walk through the door when I open it. Like, that's scary.
Yeah, that shit can happen. I mean, look, case in point, the queen, she got a ring. Right, we went to a store, a metaphysical shop, and she got a ring. Right. And she just noticed a feeling that she was getting, you know, and she just thought about it one day. You know, maybe it's this ring. So she was talking to Rosalind, and Rosalind, she's intuitive, so she's able to, you know, pick up on things that sometimes we're not trained to do yet. And the ring itself had some really bad energy and some type of bad entity attached to it. So, and she did a deep, thorough cleansing of it. We ended up getting rid of the ring and whatnot, but I mean, stuff like that happens. You know what I'm saying? There are just...
See, that shit is so scary.
So this one's even better. So I'm doing an energy clearing with Rosalind, and we're talking about... I battled with going all... Like I'm on the precipice of really just exploding with content and just going no holds barred, right?
Yeah.
But I battled it a little bit because I wasn't sure if I was ready to do that yet. Because once I do it, things happen. Number one, you can get shadow banned from social media, which I've already feel like has happened a little bit. You know, your page gets unpublished. You know, they switch the algorithm on you so people can't see your shit anymore. You know, so I battled with that whole thing. But then I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna put this information out, and I don't care how many people see it. Someone's gonna see it, and eventually everything's gonna work out, right? That's kind of my mindset.
Yeah.
So I'm telling Rosalind this, and I wanted to do a clearing based on that. You know, so she'll do energy clearings based on kind of what's affecting you, right? So there was a lot of things going on in my throat chakra, right? And your throat chakra is your communication, it's your voice, right?
Okay.
And literally while she's clearing my throat chakra, she starts choking. To where, like, she was fine the entire clearing. I mean, she's clearing everything else, but once she got to my throat chakra, she starts choking, like to the point where she can't talk. You know, she's drinking water and all this, that, and the other. And, you know, because there's so much negative, so many negative entities that were trying to literally hold back that clearing because they know what I'm speaking is on some high frequency shit. It goes against everything that those negative entities and that society honestly wants us to hear and do. They don't want us to be our best self. They want us to struggle. They want us to always feel dependent upon them. You know what I'm saying? So when you have somebody like us, high frequency, who are spewing this self-love, self-reflection, you know, reach your highest self type of talk, they're going to do things to hold us back. Right. And it was she said it's never happened to her before. Right. And it was, you know, that's why you got to do an energy clear. Everybody out there, you need to get your energy cleared. All right. I'm telling you.
If a lot of other people got their energy cleared, it wouldn't be so many mean ass people. What I mean, it's energy is stuck in there.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised. You need to be burped and get that out, right? You need to be burped and get that shit out.
Straight up.
But yeah, I think I am gonna give me an energy clearing.
You will.
Is it better than therapy?
In therapy? What do you mean?
Is it better than therapy?
It is therapy. Oh, it is therapy.
Oh, it's therapy?
I mean, what is therapy? Therapy when you sit and you talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's talking involved. Like, okay, so what Rosalind does, you know, she's an energy healer, right? I'm gonna start doing like spiritual mentoring, which is more along the lines of dealing with what individuals have and helping them get on the path so they can, you know, be their best self, you know, getting rid of the external factors, learning how to meditate, you know, understanding that they've been conditioned when they don't even realize they've been conditioned, you know, working on their terrain. How can they, because look, the things you eat affect your energy. You feel bad, you feel down, go eat a fruit. I guarantee you'll feel better. Guarantee.
Yeah. What kind of fruit you eat?
Everything.
I do berries.
We're about to go 100% raw fruit and vegetables.
So now y'all about to be growing fruits and vegetables on the farm?
Yeah, I mean, we're literally about to eliminate everything that isn't fresh.
So are we going to be able to buy our fruit off of y'all?
If we're able to grow it, I mean that's a whole process. But in the meantime, we're gonna be buying it.
Because like I moved from Winco, then I started going to Kroger. Now I'm over to Sprouts.
I like Sprouts.
Yeah, I'm over to...
I like Whole Food best, but there's not one too close. So
yeah, it ain't shit over here, huh?
Not really.
I know.
But I said all that to say that like, yeah, I mean, it is therapy. Like, I mean, therapy. I went to therapy before. It helped me with a lot of shit because it's a third party that has no emotional connection to you. So they'll tell it to you straight.
And before we even keep going, again, y'all, I keep telling y'all, like, I always talk about therapy because I know how much that shit works.
Word up.
But like when you been to therapy, did you just have to talk about? Did you talk about other things? Because like I talk about my time. Like I don't just talk about things that are like going wrong. I talk about good shit too. Like how I'm managing business, how I'm managing my life balance.
Therapy's about what you need. Right?
Yeah.
Maybe you just need someone to talk to.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you need someone to cry with. Maybe you need some advice. You know, whatever. It's a third person that doesn't have an emotional connection to you.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Okay.
I just advise anybody who goes to therapy and say it doesn't work out the first time you go. First off, you know, you got to give it more than one session. And second of all, it just might not be the right therapist.
Yeah.
You know, so don't just give up after that.
Yeah.
But energy clearing, spiritual mentoring, life coaching, those things are all forms of therapy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just healing different aspects of your being.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Well, it has been so much fun. Like,
no,
I can't wait to do another one because shit get deep. Like we was talking about the supporters, and you see how that took us into energy.
Yeah,
that's saying some shit. That's saying something to me. So
this podcast went exactly where it was supposed to go.
Exactly, as they all do. Because I mean, I've been having a good ass time. However they go.
I know it.
But again, if you guys are not already following Minds Like Mine podcast, Minds Like Mines, I always mess that up.
Everybody does. It's okay.
I'm sorry. Minds Like Mines podcast. Be sure to follow that podcast channel on Instagram and on YouTube because he does post his videos every Saturday. And then be sure to follow my podcast at Coffee Bean Talk Podcast on Instagram and on Facebook. And if you want to email for inquiries or to be a guest on the show, be sure to email me at coffeebeantalk@gmail.com. Thanks for tuning in.
Peace.
That was a good one.
That was fun.
I'm going to have to do some little bloopers.